Pakistan's reclassification from South Asia to the World Bank's MENA grouping is a new talk of the town, getting hype with various perspectives, memes, and speculations. However, the fact is, this reclassification is not new, but presented now, officially, for the spirit of this silence to get silent and let the algorithms play their role. MENAP stands for Middle East, North Africa, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. It is a regional grouping used by the World Bank to organize countries based on shared economic challenges rather than just referendum. So, is a MENAP new or old concept? At first, World Bank's MENAP looks like a completely new framework, but in reality, it has roots in older systems. For example, the International Monetary Fund, emerging from USA-backed Bretton Woods system, has long used a similar grouping called MENAP with a single A. It is a geographical and economic grouping used primarily to analyze regional trends covering over 20 countries with a focus on diverse oil exporting and importing economies, structural reforms, and developing financial sectors. This shows that the idea of placing Pakistan with Middle Eastern and North African countries is not new. What is new is the official shift. Pakistan was formally moved from the South Asia region to MENAP on July 1st, 2025. In this official recognition, several key developments made MENAP more visible and important. A new regional hub in Saudi Arabia's Riyadh was established in September 2025. The hub co-locates with the World Bank's Gulf Cooperation Council office for enhanced coordination on lending, policy, and knowledge exchange. The first major economic report under MENAP came out in October 2025, titled MENAP Economic Update October 2025, Jobs and Women. Key highlights of the report tell that it projected regional GDP growth at 2.8% for 2025 and 3.3% for 2026, up from 2.3% in 2024, driven by GCC non-oil activity and rebounds in oil importers like Pakistan. The report emphasized women's workforce inclusion to address job shortages amid demographic pressures. The Riyadh hub opening, marking the first aggregated analysis post-reclassification with a follow-up in April 2026, which means this month. Pakistan was officially grouped with MENA economies instead of South Asia. These steps turned MENAP from an idea into a working system. Why was Pakistan moved to MENAP group? The main reason of the shift is that global institutions now focus more on economic similarities. Pakistan and Afghanistan share many features with MENA countries, such as slow economic growth, a large young population needing jobs, governance challenges, exposure to conflict, and instability. By grouping them together, the World Bank can design better policies and comparisons. Another unofficial reason that feels appealing is shared religious ideology of the countries of MENAP. Islamic religion is in majority, making it a Muslim's bone of contention in terms of religious sites and practicing their faiths. While the World Bank officially cites economic and operational alignment for Pakistan's shift to MENAP, this religious commonality contrasts sharply with Hindu-majority India and former South Asia groupings. Proponents argue it subtly strengthens solidarity on issues like blasphemy laws or minority protections, though not a formal criteria. World Bank documents emphasize development metrics over ideology, avoiding religious framing to maintain neutrality. So, in what ways this shift of Pakistan matters, and how? This shift has several real-world effects. Pakistan is now compared in the matter of all parameters with Middle Eastern economies instead of South Asian ones. It may influence funding and development priorities. It reflects Pakistan's growing economic ties with Gulf countries, influencing the regional alliances, hegemonies, and rising rivalries. In other words, it reflects the future form of nationalist propaganda that Pakistan's identity is being reshaped from Indus to Gulf person for the upcoming generations to consider. MENAP also strengthens Pakistan's link with Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, and these links support China's projects in the region like CPEC, especially through Gwadar port, slightly challenging the necklace of diamonds and Western influence. Pakistan-India relations remain largely the same. In fact, the conflict may strengthen further. MENAP is not entirely new, but its official recognition is new. That happened in 2025, but making it important today for the algorithmic buffering. This is why it is on the timelines today despite its year-old happening. It is best understood as an evolution, not a revolution. An updated way of grouping countries based on shared realities rather than previous decolonization imposed demarcations. The hype may be recent, but the thinking behind it has been developing for years, maybe as old as Cold War era and post-Cold War effects. What changed is the world has now started paying attention keenly. Maybe.